Can you believe that the very things that were the height of fashion in every American home in the 70s would make younger generations today scratch their heads in wonder? Well, today, we're opening up a time capsule and exploring the first 10 of those familiar items that once defined our lives. Ready for a surprising trip down memory lane? Rotary phones. Now, let's talk communication. In the 1970s, the rotary phone was the cornerstone of every household's communication. With its distinct circular dial and sturdy receiver, it wasn't just a tool for making calls. It was an integral part of family life. The unmistakable clicking sound as the dial rotated back into place is something anyone from the era remembers vividly. Placed on kitchen counters or hall tables, rotary phones were often the center of activity, where teens spent hours chatting with friends or parents coordinated family plans. Before the convenience of speed dial and cell phones, making a call on a rotary phone required patience, especially if the number had lots of nines or zeros. And when the phone rang, there was a sense of excitement. It could be anyone on the other end, since there was no caller ID back then. People would gather around to listen in, or eagerly wait their turn to use it. Rotary phones were built to last, and many homes had the same one for years. While they may have been phased out with the rise of push-button models and digital technology, the memory of dialing a number on one of these relics remains a nostalgic reminder of a time when life moved just a little bit slower. Fondue sets. When it was time for a party, nothing said sophisticated fun like a fondue set. Fondue sets were a must-have in the 1970s, especially for those who loved to entertain. Originally a Swiss tradition, fondue gained massive popularity in the US during the decade, turning every dinner party into a social event. Whether it was cheese fondue, chocolate fondue, or even hot oil for meat, these sets brought people together, encouraging conversation as everyone dipped bread, fruit, or meats into bubbling pots. If you owned a fondue set, you probably bought it at a department store like Macy's or Sears, where they were often featured in home goods sections. Fondue was seen as both trendy and sophisticated, making it the perfect addition to dinner parties and gatherings. The experience wasn't just about the food. It was about the fun of sitting around the table with family or friends, each person with their long forks, sharing a communal pot. The sets themselves came in all styles and colors, often matching the era's love for bold, earthy tones like orange or brown. Do you remember how exciting it was when someone brought out the fondue set? It instantly signaled that the evening was going to be something special, a break from the usual dinner routine. Shag carpeting. Oh, shag carpeting. It was the undisputed king of floor coverings in 1970s homes. Instantly recognizable by its thick, fluffy texture and those bold, earthy colors. Think avocado green, mustard yellow, and burnt orange. Remember walking barefoot on that plush carpet? It truly felt like stepping on a cloud, and for many of us, it was a luxury that defined the decade. Whether it was in the living room, the bedroom, or yes, even the bathroom, shag carpet was everywhere. It wasn't just a flooring choice. It was a lifestyle statement that screamed comfort and style. For anyone who grew up or raised a family in the 70s, the sight of shag carpeting brings back memories of cozy movie nights, sitting on the floor with friends, or playing board games with the kids. Sure, it was a nightmare to clean with its long fibers, trapping dust and dirt. But that didn't stop people from loving it. The bold colors matched perfectly with the wood paneling and funky furniture, creating a warm and inviting home environment. Today, it's rare to find shag carpeting in homes, but those who lived through the 70s will remember how it shaped the cozy, laid-back vibe of the decade. Owning one was like a mark of having made it, providing not just a seat, but a throne for relaxation. Polaroid cameras. Before smartphones and digital files, There was pure magic in photography thanks to Polaroid cameras. Polaroid cameras were a groundbreaking piece of technology in the 1970s, allowing people to capture and print photos instantly. A novelty that was revolutionary for the time. These cameras, made famous by the Polaroid Corporation, were a must-have item for families, capturing everything from birthdays to casual moments with friends. The magic of snapping a photo and watching it develop in your hands within minutes made Polaroid cameras an incredibly popular household item. You could pick one up at stores like Kmart or Montgomery Ward, and they quickly became a part of every gathering. You probably remember the excitement of shaking that little square of film, eagerly waiting for the image to appear. It wasn't just the convenience, it was the sheer fun of the process. People loved passing around the photos, creating instant memories at parties, family dinners, or trips. Polaroid's simple point-and-shoot design made it accessible to everyone, whether you were a photography buff or just snapping casual shots. These cameras weren't just a gadget. TV trays. When it was time for dinner and your favorite show was on, what did you reach for? TV trays. TV trays were a quintessential part of life in the 1970s, especially during family TV nights. These small foldable trays were designed for easy, portable dining, letting you enjoy dinner right in front of the television. Often made from metal or wood with colorful patterns, you could find TV trays at most department stores like Sears or JCPenney. They became the go-to solution for eating while watching your favorite shows without needing to gather around the dining table. Do you remember setting up your tray before tuning in to the latest episode of Happy Days or The Brady Bunch? The convenience of these trays made them a staple in homes, especially with the growing popularity of television as a family activity. They usually came in sets, stored neatly away when not in use, only to be pulled out for those relaxed evenings when formal dining wasn't necessary. With bright designs, sometimes featuring floral prints or even TV show characters, TV trays reflected the casual, fun vibe of the decade. They were practical, but also a little stylish, adding a splash of color to your living room during those cozy, informal meals in front of the tube. Macramé plant hangers. Bringing nature indoors was big in the 70s, and that brings us to macramé plant hangers. Macramé plant hangers were everywhere in the 1970s, adding a bohemian touch to homes across America. This craft, with roots in ancient times, saw a massive revival during the 70s as people embraced handmade natural decor. You could easily pick up a macramé hanger at craft fairs, local markets, or even make one yourself with a kit from a store like Woolworth's or Kmart. The appeal? It was both decorative and practical, allowing plants to be hung from ceilings and brightening up any corner. Do you remember how every home seemed to have a spider plant or fern hanging in one of these? They were perfect for adding that earthy touch to a room, complementing the era's love for natural materials like wood and wicker. You'd often see them in the living room or near a window, soaking up the sun while swinging gently in the breeze. And if you made one yourself, there was always a sense of pride in showing off your handiwork. The intricate knots and patterns of macramé hangers made each one unique, and they were often dyed in earthy tones like brown, beige, or even a bold orange or avocado green. They brought a sense of glamour and sophistication to any room, making them a favorite among homeowners looking to blend comfort with style. Console stereos. And lastly, an item many 70s living rooms couldn't do without, the console stereo. These massive pieces of furniture weren't just for your record player. They often housed an AM, FM radio, big speakers, and sometimes even storage for your vinyl collection. They were the entertainment hub of the home, where families gathered to listen to the latest hits or favorite radio shows. Usually made of dark wood, they were a statement of both style and technology for the time. And And that completes our journey through 20 iconic home items from the 1970s. From plush shag carpets to magical Polaroid cameras, these objects might not be around in our daily lives anymore. But they'll always hold a special place in our memories. They remind us of a time that, for many of us, was simpler, cozier, and full of unique charm. Now it's your turn. Across both parts, which of these items sparked the most memories for you? Do you have any funny stories connected to these treasures? We would absolutely love to hear from you. Please share your precious memories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic content aimed at folks who remember when life was just a little bit different. Thanks for joining us for both parts, and we'll see you next time.